and force yourself to get out of that sunken place. The longer you stay there, the more used to it you will become. It's like with anything else. The more you do something, the better at it you get. And a lot of people are really good at training themselves to be depressed. Hey, welcome to the Esoteric Empire. My name is Tay, and this is going to be a food for thought on the subject of depression. The reason I'm making this video is because there's lots of people who obviously go through situations where they feel depressed, they feel low, and I truly believe depression is a spiritual sickness, if you will, or a spiritual illness. And when I say that, I do believe that it is something that can be curable in a spiritual sense. I feel like a lot of people can kind of understand what this is, but maybe you have not, or if you're going through this, I'm making this video so that you're able to understand what it is, because if you can understand what is attacking you, you can have a better understanding of how to defeat it, or to at least escape it, okay? So let's talk about what depression is. When you think about depression, what does that mean? When you are depressed, it literally means that your spirit, your energy, your aura is in a sunken or lower place than you would like to be, or that you're used to being in. Depression means lower. It means below. Okay, so when you think about this from a spiritual context, anything that has anything to do with low is considered a hellish form. So when you're talking about depression, you're talking about feeling as if you are living in hell. Okay, now there's lots of different ways to look at that, and we're not going to get into what hell is and all of that. But anybody could be living any type of lifestyle, whether it be seen as a positive or negative lifestyle, and be experiencing depression or a positive lifestyle. So this means that depression can attack anyone, no matter what you have, what you feel like you don't have, what you feel like you should need. It depends on your mindset. It depends on your spirit itself. Depression is something that I feel like gets tossed around a little too much, but I feel like that is to desensitize most people to what it actually represents, so that it makes it seem like anybody can have this, or anybody will have this, or anybody will experience this energy. And I do believe it is something that a lot of people experience, but I feel like it's because they don't know what is actually attacking them and how to get that off of them. So when we're talking about the feelings of depression or how it can attack the body, most people will say, I even made a video it wasn't about depression, but it had a lot to do with depression, and I was basically telling the audience, you have to make the active decision and the active course of action to get rid of that depression, that depressed feeling. It's almost like you have to swim upwards. That's the best way I can really make that make sense. In a physical way, it's more about training and understanding what is actually hurting you, or what is actually affecting you, and changing those behaviors. But on a spiritual level, it's really just about swimming back up. When you're depressed, you're just at the bottom of the ocean when it comes to your emotional state. And so it's dark down there. You don't recognize a lot of things there. You don't even recognize yourself. You can't really see, and you feel trapped. You feel enclosed. You feel like it's a weird thing, because depression can have it to where you don't even speak, but you have this ongoing voice or voices of just darkness and bad vibes, insecurities, low self-esteem, doubt. And it's interesting because when you think about this, you're not really outwardly expressing anything, but you have all of this anguish and anxiety and just all of these things happening within you, which is why I say it's a spiritual thing. It's a mind thing as well. So when you are feeling depressed, you have to ask yourself, what is it that is making you feel depressed? What is it? Not in the sense of, oh, I don't have something, or I wish I had more of this, or oh, I miss this person. It goes so deep to the point where you have to realize everything that could make you depressed is something that is outside of you, and usually outside of your control. Okay, so when it comes to thinking of it in that perspective, you honestly have to learn what that thing is and literally push it out of the way and force yourself to get out of that sunken place. The longer you stay there, the more used to it you will become. It's like with anything else. The more you do something, the better at it you get. And a lot of people are really good at training themselves to be depressed, training themselves to believe that they don't have the ability to get out of that sunken place, training themselves to believe that other people don't know what they're going through. And that's absolutely not true. Everybody doesn't have the same experience with a lot of things, but it does not mean that if one person got out of it, you can't. It's the same thing across the board. You all have the same ability to do this. And the reason why I get so passionate about people just believing that depression is something that cannot be cured, or you have to use medicine in order to get away from it, the only thing that medicine does is to try to alleviate or stop the thoughts that you're having and to give you a boost. which is all things you can do by yourself with a certain diet, a certain lifestyle choice that you may need to switch up. Certain things like going outside and being in the sun is a perfect example of one way to get out of that funk. You have got, it's almost like when you go outside, I'll put it this way, and you're depressed. If you see the sun and you let that sink into you, imagine if you were underwater and for some reason there's a ray of light that's able to get down to you. You have got to expose yourself and get out of whatever place has made you feel that way. There's even things with colors, okay? If your house is full of dark energy, like it's not cleaned or it's not, the energy is really bad, or you're around people that just have bad energy, if the walls are a certain color, all of that affects you. But people don't realize how spiritual everything is, or how deep everything goes when it comes to just, like, why do we have colors in the first place if they don't have meaning? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to really start thinking about why you're actually sad instead of just saying, I'm depressed because of this situation. Let's get through the situation. And also realize this, being depressed is not the same thing as solving depression. The reason you're depressed can be left behind. Solving it is what's going to get you towards your future. If you're always clinging on to the idea that you're just a depressed ass person, that's what you will be. And you deserve to be that because you don't have the mental or spiritual strength to get out of that. And I'm saying that with all the love in the world because I'm saying you have the ability to do that. So if you choose to let that spirit overtake you, it's the same thing with anything else. And you will constantly reap the benefits of that energy. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying if you are going through this that you shouldn't ask for help. But I'm saying find people who have been through it, find people that can help you get through it, and don't be so quick to say that you can't get through it. People are like, I don't have any energy. You have to build that. Like, you have to want to live. You have to want to have that desire. So it's like, I just feel like it's to the point where people are really using it as a crutch. And it is something that is not the easiest to get out of, but you have to do it. It doesn't just go away. You understand? Like, this is something it's a war on your spirit, and you have to actually get up and fight. And I'm sorry if you don't have that will. I will pray that you do have it in the future, and I will hope that you are healed from whatever is spiritually inhabiting your soul, okay? But you have got to actually put effort into wanting to get out of that, and you have to stop training yourself to believe that you're just naturally depressed or you're just always going to be that way, because that's not the truth unless you make it that. Hell is what you make it, okay? So figure out how to maneuver it. If you need help with maybe some techniques or something like that, you can reach out to me. And you have to stop believing that you're just depressed, because nobody is just born depressed. Do you understand? So yeah, I guess that's the end of this. I kind of like freestyled it because I didn't really know where I was going with it. But this is to help you. This is not to bash you, okay? Like I said, I've been through situations where I felt depressed. But I would never ever say that I'm just a depressed person, okay? So this is something that you have to train your mind to understand what it actually is. And once you do that, you have to make the corresponding behaviors and change your attitude, change your perspective, okay? And that is how you get through this. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to contact me for further information, you can always email me or you can follow me on Instagram and DM me. I love you guys so much. I really want to see more people living in a higher vibration, which literally means not being depressed, okay? Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.